Hi, welcome to the BNSF Kiwi Sub. This will be the end of August update. So a couple of people were asking me about a track plan. I don't have one drawn out. I probably need to. But this is what it's based on. The Santa Fe Southern Division, which was allowed in Aussie. And I believe it still is, but it's expanded completely from this. But this is what I base my bench work on. This is 12 by 19. I've gone around 15 by 19. So this width is the same. I've just extended this bit a little bit more. So, and obviously all the track is different, but that's what my bench work is based on, was that plan there, because I thought that was probably the best sort of most bang for your buck basically for mainline in this sort of space. So that's what I based that on. Also, don't know if this was in the last update, but this is my maintenance of way in car and wagon shops. So these flat cars arrived from Scale Trains today, so they will be a good addition for carrying machinery and whatever else I decide to put on them for operations. Also in the mail today were these Accumate couplers. I know some people diss the Atlas couplers. I find them not too bad. They run with everything else I have. But what I brought them for was these Otter Valley Trash Gons, which are great models. But the couplers, I believe, are a true scale or something very similar to that. And they just don't operate very well for me. I do a lot of switching and that sort of thing. I think once these are coupled, they're great. They will never come undone. You can blim and string line them and they'll stay coupled together. But I can't, as you can see, they just bounce off each other. They don't like coupling to anything else. We're like this Scale Trains box car. Don't derail it. It always couples. So they're a straight swap for the couplers that are in there. I just use the same box and change couplers out. So that will be a project to come up, because I really want to operate them. So, and they will be going, this is my coil facility. So they may come here, or the trash gons may go somewhere else, and I may have to find a scrapyard on the layout. So what else has happened on the layout? I'll just duck under here and go to my staging yard. So what I've been finding when I've been operating, when I've had a few hours off here and there and different days, is some Atlas 89-foot flat cars, just there with the two trailers on. They do not like, which I should have worked out beforehand, these Pico medium points. So I think they're a number 6, or it works out to be roughly a number 6. They do not like coming off the large into this next one. They just sort of, the couplers don't have enough swing on them to negotiate that. So my plan is to get a large left-hand straight turnout Pico and replace this one. This one will get removed and just a straight piece of track will go onto the curve. And then this large will join to this bit of track, which will then continue and put another curve turnout in here, large, and come off there into there. So that will give me 1, 2, 3, hopefully 4 coming off a large into this. I should be able to get onto this track, which will give me 3 storage tracks, because this isn't really where those locos are sitting, isn't really a storage track. That's the main entrance for anything coming off the layout or going to the layout, goes that way. So my plan is, once a train comes in off the layout and is heading off layout to a different destination, it will come round and it will just go straight up where that loco is and where the Amtrak train is sitting, and then that's it. And then I will have an operator doing the staging yard, hopefully, or the person operating the train can probably do it. They'll disconnect the locos, run the locos off onto the second track in, and then these two, or anything else that's sitting there, they can come out, hook onto the back of the train, pull it out up the back shunt possibly. I probably should have put a large radius turnout in here. I may still do that. Just so they can use this back shunt to keep the other 2 tracks clear. and then they will push the carriages or train, break up the train and put in the spare yards, is my plan. And then those locos off that train can come back and sit in this helper pocket, or can just sit on one of the yard mains, because eventually why I have all these 2 yards is this will continue on to a helix. Eventually the yard will continue on and then join just before the helix. This will always be staging, and then I will either go up a level or down a level when I move house to my own place, because I just rent here. So I do want to put a second level on all of this, or most of it, at least on the outside walls. Peninsula may be a different story to put a second level on, but we will see. Nothing much has happened at the museum. I've been operating it here and there, or my son has as well. He's got a couple of steam locomotives. He's got Perry Marquette 1225 sitting in there, is his, so he's been running that, and then my steamer 765 sitting there as well, and I'm getting the Broadway Limited Santa Fe 3751 sometime with sound and smoke, so that will be joining this roster. So not much is happening here. I need to get these tracks around the turntable all wide and the roundhouse wide onto switches and get all that done. Then I can start scenery, just ballasting and that sort of thing. Overpass for here, I need to find something to fit there. So if you know of anything, whack it in the comments and let me know. I kind of don't want to do Rick's products because they're quite expensive here, or to ship here. So if you know of anybody that 3D prints them and sells them on eBay or anything like that. Son's grain mill, this is his. So this is a new loco that we used to have Scale Trains GP30, the museum one, 2601 I think it was, sitting here. Didn't really fit the period, so we swapped it. I didn't swap it, sold it and brought this one. It's an Atlas SD35, I believe, Cargill. So this will be his switcher for the grain. I'm going to change this grain mill out. Don't really want just a standard Walthers one on this, so I might get some dryers and all that sort of thing, and truck scales and all that sort of thing here. Painted up some Rick's Products grain bins and leg. Was going to join it to that, and then looked at it and was like, yeah, nah, it doesn't look right. Seen enough grain mills in my life, in New Zealand and online, to know that that won't look right. So if anybody's got any ideas on what to put here, there's a couple on eBay I'm eyeing, so we may go with those. So this is his. Haven't got any scenery done here yet. This is just Loco's pocket. Because the plant switch will park here. This will be its fuel basically. That's what my son's thinking. And then BNSF will join in here, collect the loads, and then take them and put empties back. And that will be how that works. Whether they leave the empties on the siding or push them back into the plant and pass the switch for the switcher, and then they can sort it out, or whether the switch comes out. I've got to do a bit more research on how that works. I believe the plant switches aren't allowed to be on the main, so I think BNSF will push everything into the storage sidings and then let the plant switcher deal with it from there. Did do some scenery, ballasted this module, put some grass down obviously. What I'm thinking here, be great to get your guys' opinion, it would be like a caboose cabin getaway, book a caboose for the night sort of thing. So I've seen them in Florida on Danny Harmon's, that sort of thing, with little decks out the front and barbecues and train watching platforms. And so I was thinking that for this area. So I got the little crossing in, and the road may continue off that way and then sneak into here and that sort of thing. So they're just sitting there. I don't know if that will be what goes there yet. Put some trees in, still got to pour water, so everything is glued down now because I did have some issues and soldered. With stuff moving, it was losing electrical contact, so I glued everything down and I can work around the bridge, so the bridge is staying. Still needs some weathering, but we'll get there. Did some little bit more scenery up to there, planted the odd tree and that sort of thing. I'm thinking I might put some cows in this field, or sheep, something, do some research. Just ballasted this one, and then just did this tunnel scene, just the basic scenery at this stage, just to get some greenery on it. So still need to do some sorting out, need to get some netting to go on the top of the retaining wall and that sort of thing, and then there'll be a little cabin on the top there, probably in that gap there with the Woodland Scenics lights on it and that sort of thing, just overlooking the track and that sort of thing. So I'll probably have to plant more trees on that, because that bit here lifts up, so it's sort of a lift out. Oops, don't do that. But yes, that lifts out and you can get in there if you need to, or if anything goes wrong, which it shouldn't, but thought I'd better make it lift out, otherwise, knowing my luck, it will derail in there and I won't be able to get in. This is all just scenery materials, nothing much has changed here. Need to buy some more points. So this bit to this bit I need to cut out up to, I need to redo this backdrop obviously, because I don't like this or that. And because it's modular, I believe my backdrop needs to join where the modules join, so I'm going to have to redo this. Did it in a hurry. Never do things in a hurry. So I need to cut this out now that I know what I'm putting here. Don't know what I'm doing bridge-wise, but there's definitely a bridge going in there. How deep it goes, I don't know yet. We'll work that one out. Not much has changed on any of the other bits. Just sneak around here. I did build over one night this farm bridge. It didn't come with its centre pier, so that's why I've got this massive stick sitting on it. I need to trim it down. But this will sit over the track, and then that will be the driveway into my son's farm, which will be in here. There'll be a farmhouse and pole barn and all that sort of stuff he wants in there. And then there'll be a hill with the cutting and with the bridge over it and that sort of thing. And then a road, the driveway will continue through some trees, and that will all be trees, so you won't actually see where the road goes. Then it'll swoop down, and then this will eventually be cut into here. Another job I've got to do is cut a little creek in here, or dry wash, put this bridge in, and then do the town. Don't like doing roads, but we'll get there. So that's the next few things on the list. And then this is my modal facility, not intermodal, but modal facility. So I've got to get a few bits and pieces for this. Got to put some stoppers in so stuff doesn't keep rolling off the layout. So this will be, probably have a ramp at the end of it for the flat cars, and to the side possibly to load things. This building's just temporary, and same with the one at the back. I probably won't even use them. And then this one will be tank car unloading, and possibly a building to load box cars in the front here, because I want a grain unloader, like grain hopper to truck unloader transfer, so I'll probably put that in there in the middle track. So I've just got to work out exactly what I want, so, and then get that all squared away. So, but like I said, everything's a work in progress. So that's me for this month. I've been raveting on for 14 minutes, so we will continue. So we will see you on the next one. Thank you very much for liking and following the Facebook page. I am on YouTube as well. So this will go up on both, I think. So we will see you on the next one. And if you have any suggestions on where to put in the blank areas, let me know. Always open for new suggestions. Like I said, I do probably need a scrap dealer for scrap gonds to go to and that sort of thing. We will see, but I don't even know where to put that. So if you've got any ideas, let me know, or prototypical ideas. Say, here's something on Google that I saw, see if you can fit it on your layout, and I'll see what I can do. So thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. See you later.